Shalom, giving all praise to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rachahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And as always, we give peace and salutations unto the elect. And we're just going to go into some news, all right, and ultimately show you how it links with prophecy, all right, because when you go into Revelation, the 19th chapter, it tells you that the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. Okay, so as we bring these things out, it gives light to the saying by our brother Habakkuk. All right, what did he say? All of these things that were written by the prophets would come to pass. Okay, and at the end, they would speak. All right, and we're definitely living in some very interesting times. And if you're a true believer on Yahweh Bashim Shai, all of the things that are happening around you should, light a fire under your ass in fervency and prayer, in fervency of rooting yourself in the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of these scriptures, which will be the stability of our times. All of these things that are happening aren't happening for no reason. This is why we bring them out. Now, we have to be very careful in these times how we word things. All right. But if you are a sincere follower, you should know very well what these things are saying, what they're alluding to. All right. And you notice the muzzle that is on a lot of Israelite camps, as some of them have been paid off. Some of them are just under the influence of Satan. All right. And they're just not right. Okay. But what are they doing? They're not warning the sheep. Okay. And what did the Lord say? Let's get that in Ezekiel, the 33rd chapter. Okay. Ezekiel, the 33rd chapter. When these things come to pass, Israel, who's very rebellious, okay, they're going to know that prophets were among them. Okay. This is Ezekiel 33 and 31. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as the people, okay, and they hear thy words, yet they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after covetousness. And this is the legacy of the nation of Israel. All right, but the water Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, okay, for a remnant who in these latter days would worship him in sincerity and truth. He even said it, when he came, in the flesh through the loins and lineage of David, from a union of Joseph and Mary. He was speaking and he said that the hour cometh where the true worshipers will worship me, all right, and worship the Father in sincerity and in truth. And that's happening. Okay. So we're not going to be linked in with the mass majority of Israel. And you don't want to be linked in with these people, man. You should thank the Lord every day. I was listening to the brother Yar Zion, him and the brothers prophesy. And he said it. He said, man, I thank the Lord every day that I'm not like these people. And I thought about that, man. That's something that I should, we should all thank the Lord for more often. Because, as you look at the mass majority of the people, all of these things that are happening, they either laugh or it's not even of any importance. They're just wandering after the beast, all right? And by wandering after the beast, they're in great admiration to where they've thrown the fear of a higher power or the thought of a higher power. It doesn't even come into their minds anymore. And half of them are walking around, all right, with the serpent serum in them. Who knows what in the hell that's doing to them? So they're becoming more reprobate. They're becoming more vile. They're becoming more detached. All right, from the Most High, man. This is Israelites through His Son. They don't have any connection. They've totally been given over to Satan. All right, even when they pick the Bible up, okay, it's according to the God of this world. So call hello Yahweh Shemiel Shah that we're not like these people, man. and that we have a mind to hearken. Ezekiel 33 and 32 says, and lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not. Okay? But here's the point. And when this cometh to pass, okay, in the Christian church where a lot of our people dwell, which, at this point, if you're in those churches at this point and you still, after everything that's happened and seeing the pastors remain silent on the true issues, then you deserve everything coming unto you, man. All right, lest the Lord miraculously, has mercy and opens you up, which could happen. But at this point, there's no the Christian church has proven itself to be a failure. But here it goes right here, man. And when this cometh to pass, all right, and lo, it will come. Now, when you read up, what ultimately is it talking about, man? The sword coming. Okay, the sword coming, judgment coming. Okay, said the verse 2 says, Son of man, speak unto the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people, right? Because in ancient times, the watchmen were the leaders of our people. Now, what is a watchman? Let's look this up real quick. That's who you wanted to that's who you wanted to get your news from. The word for watchman, all right, is tazapa. All right. Shout out to that brother. It says to look out or about, spy, keep watch, observe, watch, to spy. All right, and that's what we do. Now, over the years, as we've done this, we've warned the people. All right, starting with our apostles and elders. We heard their warnings and entered into their labors through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Shai. All right, but this is what we're to do, and we've been mocked, called conspiracy theorists, fear mongers. Now, as we're going to show you, we're living at a time where it's no longer, you can't say that anymore. And if you are throwing those words out and those terms out, how in the hell is an Israelite throwing out the term conspiracy theorist? Okay, in 2021, that means you've been bought and paid for, man. Okay, so if when he seeth the sword come upon the land and blow the trumpet and warn the people, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood should be upon his own head. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning, his blood should be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. Now, going to the point, in Ezekiel 33 and 33, it says what? And when this come to pass, all of these things that are prophesied, okay, and lo, it will come, because they are faithful and true, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. But for most of them, it's going to be too late. Okay? For most of you, it's going to be too late, because all you did was mock. You used your grace period, because a lot of you found out you were Israelites for the purpose of fulfilling the lot of the undesirables, man. You can clearly see that. So check this out, right? And we don't even have to, the military is funding a living pharmacy, okay? And we told you that these things were going to happen. These are those miracles spoken of in Revelation, the 13th chapter, okay? Something that they can put inside of you that will heal you. Scientists say they can stick inside of you. It says the device will be genetically engineered, light-sensitive cells to hack your body's natural process. All right. If healing, the words military, soldier, and implant all in the same sentence conjures images of this guy. You're not alone, and with good reason. The military, all right, and that's a guy who brings out, you could look up some of his videos. He brings out, particular things. It says the military is currently working with scientists to develop, okay, new technology to implant in soldiers. Okay. But this time it has less to do with creating superhuman assassins, which that's something that they're doing as well. See, we're living in a time where the true intent of this devil is coming out. And as bizarre as it is, most people still look at it and just laugh it off. But there's particular people who there's spirits on them to look at these things and report on it, even heathen. All right, you got to remember the Lord said he's going to pour out his spirit on all flesh. So there's spirits on particularly heathen to even bring things out. Even other Edomites have spirits on them to go and report and bring things out. But it all works in our favor, man. And you should be seeing these things like, wait a minute. This got to be the man of sin. This has to be the final rulership of the heathen. Like, at what point is the Most High going to stop these people? Because you should be looking for prophecy to be fulfilled. Now, with prophecy being fulfilled, and I got to get it, okay, and we always read this, what would happen? 2 Thessalonians 2, all right, because everybody's using this Bible for feel-good, purposes. Everybody's using this Bible to, promote, linking in with this world, okay, and being obedient to this world and what they got going on. But nobody's using the scriptures outside of the true prophets to make light of what's happening right before you. Okay? If this is the book of life, well, we should be able to go into it and explain why all of these weird things are happening. What's up with the talks of so-called UFOs now? Why are all of these hard and things that were once supposed to be secrets now freely being talked about? Why are they talking about using technology to create superhumans and transcend human capabilities? That should mean something to you. Okay? 2 Thessalonians 2:8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, starting with the prophets. And that's what we're doing. We're consuming this NWO because it's prophesied that he would only get so far, okay, and he would be destroyed. His plans, and you could even clearly see it with everything that they're doing now. It's very tacky. It's not well thought out. It's rushed. It's a shitty job. And pretty much what they're going to have to eventually do is just bring the sword. Draconian measures. And we see all of that happening right before our eyes, man. So the Lord is consuming this man by the prophets, man. Okay? And by putting his spirit on even other people to do what? Okay? Expose this shit, man. Because that's one of the main things that's going to work against this devil is his own people, all right? Or his own tongue coming up against his own plans. But the true spirit of his mouth is the prophets. Okay? The prophets of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. Okay? Who come in the stead of Moses and Aaron, speaking plagues upon the Egyptian empire, which this is a modern day Egypt. And as we speak these things and prophesy these things, this place goes down. So that's the importance of the prophets. Okay? They receive the words and speak them into existence. They speak the end into existence. So the end is synonymous with what? Esau. Esau is the end of the world. Okay? So at some point, he's going to really come hardcore after this message. Okay? He's just right now laying the groundwork and he's laying the mental, he's playing mind games to prepare people to automatically deem us as crazy and reject this message. The Bible was getting ready to be outlawed. Okay, any message against what he's doing is getting ready to be outlawed, and it's already happening. Okay, and who's at the forefront of cheering him on? Niggas. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, are at the forefront of cheering this devil on to shut out free speech, to shut out, to force things on people. So before Esau comes hard at us, who do you think's gonna come even harder? Jake. Niggas, man. That's why the scriptures say, fear not the imagination. So it says, whom the Lord will consume with the spirit of his mouth and destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, man. So his direct coming, the reason he's here is to do the bidding of Satan. And what does the scripture say? Good is set against evil. Okay? He's created a particular nation of people to be highly associated with Satan, to do Satan's will on earth, because right now Satan is uplifted in this world. Okay? This is Satan's world. Okay? Now we've been raised up in Satan's world with Yahweh's message. And what is the end? What's the end all be all? The left hand shall be under the right. Okay? And that's what's ultimately happening in these latter days, man. So even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. So you got to ask yourself, what would Satan do? Okay? And with all deceivableness and unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth. Okay? And he's going to come with all lying wonders, man, and power and evil. So when you see things like this, you should know, well, wait a minute, man. According to prophecy, who would be ruling this modern day Babylon? Where is Babylon? These are the things you should be asking yourself if you believe in the Bible. And the prophets have those answers, man. Now, in May, researchers from Northwestern University signed a $33 million contract. Now, they always have all of this money to do all of this evil and weirdo shit. But it's never any money to help to fix the earth. Well, they're fixing the earth is getting rid of people with opinions against theirs and coming with a new world. And they're even saying it now. As a matter of fact, I'll get a video in just a minute. But it says, with Defense Advanced Researchers Projects Agency to develop a wireless implantable device, all right, that will function as a living pharmacy for military personnel. All right, so if you're going to fight in this devil's military, which there's been brothers, you know, as the brothers were preaching, there's men who came up and said they already have stuff inside of them. Okay, they put 4 and 5 things inside of them. So going forward, just imagine what they're doing with these soldiers now, man. Half of them are going to be half man, half machine. They ain't going to have any emotions. And they're going to send them to particular neighborhoods, man, to take a spoil. All right, so you want to be covered under this covering, man, and not the covering of this world, because it's a false sense of covering, man. That's what the scriptures say in Isaiah 30. They cover with the covering, but not of me. That's these other philosophies, man. It's like Adam and Eve in the garden when it said they sold, you know, covered themselves with they covered themselves with a covering, not of the Heavenly Father. And what did it lead to? Confusion, death. Well, we got to cover ourselves with the covering of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. If successful, the implantable device could help population beyond soldiers too. You hear that? Including shift workers, first responders, and chronically ill. While it may sound like pure fiction, the researchers behind the implant argue it may forever change how we treat diseases. So this is going to be promoted as healing. Healing, man. And what does it say? What does it say, man? And many people are going to be deceived by this. Okay? People are going to be deceived by these lying wonders, because it's pseudo at the end of the day. We always show you that the word for lying, okay, lying wonders, Lying wonders. What's lying? A lie? Pseudos. Intentional falsehood. Okay, because they're promoting it as help, but really it's to enslave you and to give them full dominion over your mind, body, and soul while you're here on the earth. Okay? In a broad sense, whatever is not what it seems to be, perverse, impious, deceitful precepts, man. To lie, to speak deliberate falsehoods, to deceive one by a lie. And many are going to be deceived by it because it comes in the form of salvation. It comes in the form of helping you. Revelation 13. And 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. And he has power to do, as you can see, all of that money is going towards this technology, not towards fixing the earth, not towards getting, genetically modified soil and seeds out of the earth, which are causing all of this death. Not fixing the educational system. Here it is. It's the same, all of this technology, but the school system is the same goddamn classroom. Okay, with 40 students or 20 something students and one teacher. That's not how a child's gonna afford themselves to learn, because all children learn in different, ways, man. Have different spirits. But the school system has not been upgraded. They haven't used the money to upgrade the educational system to advance the teachers. Teachers are fucking disgruntled, man. Teachers and so-called they should be some of the most important and highest paid people on earth, but they're disgruntled. They hate their jobs. They ain't teaching a goddamn thing. They know that they ain't teaching a goddamn thing. But all of the money is going towards what? Them niggas are talking about flying out of space, which they can't get out of space, but they're doing something. Okay? And all of this weirdo activity, man. This man is the devil. And people on the earth are in awe. Okay? They're in awe. Okay? Saying verse 14, and they deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had a womb by a sword and did live. Okay? And what is that? That's the ancient Roman Empire, which that's what you're bowing to. Okay? Their idols, their way of doing things. And it's becoming deeper. It's the Greco-Roman Empire all over again. And you can clearly see that it's highly tied to idols, man. Idol worship. Okay, even this whole Scientology thing. You don't think the science they're talking about has anything to do with Scientology? Look up what that is, man. Okay, this is the new way that you're going to have to bow to. And they ain't playing. Okay, you're going to have to bow to these things. Okay, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Now you got IUIC still teaching that the image of the beast is white Jesus, man. No, it's far deeper than that. Everything you see, this whole system, the government, the Senate, the way it being, shopping malls, heated floors, cement bridges, all of this goes back to Rome. Okay? The idols, the holy days, the pedophilia, all of this is the ancient Roman Empire living, and people have bowed to it, but it's going to come a point, okay? All right, now the picture of, Caesar Borgia, Serapis Christus, what is known as white Jesus, that's a part of the deception. That's a part of the image, but the image is not just fulfilled in that. The image is fulfilled in this whole system you see around you, man. Okay? But there's going to come a point that what? And it's going to cause that as many as will not worship that image should be killed. And we're coming up to those draconian measures where they're even talking about life for people who are against this agenda should be made hard. Matter of fact, just read the title. Okay, just read the title. It's time to play hardball with people who are against our agenda. Right? Meaning there's laws coming, all right, that pretty much it's going to be legal to put you to death if you don't bow to their image. And their image is also their healing practices and what, they want to do to bring forth a better world in their sense, in their eyes. So this shit is crazy, man. The Pentagon is experimenting with artificial intelligence to see days in advance. And I believe a movie, Minority Report, goes into this. See, all of those movies that they put out, those were their left-hand prophecies. Okay, the writers of these movies are the witches and warlocks and high priests on the left-hand side. And they receive visions and these ideas, all right, not only from, the Bible, but ultimately Satan's dealing with them, these different demons, and they put these movies out and you go see it and you laugh, but you're not thinking about the fact that all of this stuff that they put in these movies are here. Okay, this is their way of self-fulfilled prophecies to say, I'm God. I put this in writing. Now it's coming to pass. It's an enchantment. But they're creating, and this is why they're dealing with opening portals and CERN. You can look all of that up. Okay, the Pentagon aims to use cutting-edge cloud networks and artificial intelligence systems to anticipate adversaries' moves before they make them. And they already have that technology on a lower level, right? To where they can take you to jail based on something that you would do. And by law, as the scriptures say, through their craft, they shall cause craft. Daniel 11. This is Daniel 8 and 25. And through his policy, okay, now this is speaking of Antiochus. Now, Apostle Zahar just did a video. And what was the question? Is Biden Antiochus? Hey, it makes sense. Because at his time, Antiochus, which was one of the four generals, he came from one of the four generals of Alexander. All right, because you had Alexander the Great, which was the beginning of the power, the Greek Empire as we know. His father did a lot of conquering and things too, but it came to its true, the Greek Empire came to its true form by Alexander. Now, Alexander, when he came onto the scene, the Jake, who was scattered, in these different, he didn't really put hell on him like that. He allowed us, he walked into our temple. Josephus said he bowed, but hell wasn't being put on the Israelites by Alexander the Greek like that. He was kind of like, he was in awe. All right. And it's interesting that the beginning of the beast system is the Greeks, and they bowed, all right, to the priest at that time. All right. That's all in the spirit, though. But after he passed away, verse 7, so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and he did a whole hell of a lot. Conquered, he had the sword, all right, but he didn't put too much hell on the Jews, all right, which you had Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, all right, in that region, all right, and scattered. But it said, and in his place bear every one rule in his place. After his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. What they tell you, civilization started with the Greeks. Well, the Bible tells you evils were multiplied under the Greeks, who were Edomites. Okay, and we could prove it. The Greeks were Edomites. Go to the 4th chapter of First Maccabees and read the last verse. It said the Lord defended the Israelites against the Idumeans, which who was coming after us? The Antiochus and the Greeks, Edomites. Proof right there, right? But evils were multiplied under them, and there came out of them a wicked root. All right, Antiochus. Now, Antiochus is one of the general. He came from the Seleucid. Now, after Alexander died, you had his 4 generals, man. Okay, which when you get Daniel the 7th chapter, it prophesied that Alexander would have 4 generals. Okay, Lysimaeus, Cassander, Ptolemy, and Seleucid. Out of the Seleucid came this wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus, the king who had been a hostage in Rome. Okay, now when he came on the scene, I'll just jump to the point. Verse 41, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, right? And every one should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Okay. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrifice unto idols and profane the Sabbath. So what does the scripture say about those that consent? They're going to be had in derision. So it's far above just saying, well, okay, well, I'm going to do this for my sake. You're consenting to his religion. This is a religion that is being presented to you. Okay? It's far above, no, you're going to bow to a particular way. And when you deal with the Greek mythology, even Greek fraternities, okay, a lot of Jake don't know that when you are in those Greek fraternities, yeah, you see the Jake hopping up and down with the canes and the Q dog shirts, but there's a part of that whole process that's not on camera where you go and you take an oath to another god, right? And I know, okay, we know that these things are true. Okay, some of us saw it firsthand. You go and take an oath to a whole nother god and you don't even know it. That's how underhanded this devil is when he comes at Jake. Because that's all that Greek fraternities is this shit that we're reading here, where Jake submitted to his ways and threw away the ways of the Lord. See? Greek fraternities is nothing but the Maccabees, the Hellenization, Jake bowing to Greek gods and walking around naked and doing all of this weirdo stuff that the Greeks were doing. But it's back. Now you're getting ready to have to bow to a whole nother way. Okay? For the king has sent letters by messengers into Jerusalem and to the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws of the land. Okay? And that's what Biden is calling for. So this could very well be him. And he damn sure hates you niggas, man. But for some reason, Jake is in awe with this guy. Jake, when they see Biden, they see an angel, man. Whee! But he's a goddamn devil. But that goes into the scripture we just read. They're going to believe a lie, man. A strong delusion has been sent upon 2/3 of our people. So at this point, separate from them niggas, man. They ain't right. And spiritually, they're tainted. They're wicked, man. Daniel 8:25, and through his policy, he shall also cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart. This is Antiochus, but now is what happened then. But it's what the beast system has more room to play with. They have more of a blessing. They have, the more money. They have the beast system, Okay, more vassals, more, even though the beast system is separated, they still have a mind against the people, man, and niggas. But he's going to magnify himself in his heart, which is his mind, and by peace, he's going to destroy many. And he shall stand up against the prince of princes, which is Yahweh Shai, but he shall be broken without hands. So, the question that Apostle Tahar asked that could very well be true. This could be Antiochus all over again with a suit and a tie, slurring and, being a freak, back here today. Because he, through his policy, is standing up against the prince of princes, which is Yahweh Shai. The laws and the things that are being implemented, are in direct rebellion against the Lord's word. What is Yahweh's word? Yahweh Shai. Okay? His final say is within his son. And we're seeing a system standing up against that authority and word. But by peace, they're getting many people to follow into their satanic agenda. Anyway. All right. Fully juiced now have to wear a visible sticker if they decide to avoid wearing mask. But what does it say? Branded like cattle. And that's what that word after fully. Okay, if you look it up, go to etymology and look up, okay, the definition of that word. Okay, just een. Don't look up aided. Just look up, een, and what it's gonna cow. Okay, they're looking at you as cattle. Okay, to track you and to label you, and look what it's leading to. So it's gonna be a lot of division. All right, I'm going to the store, and either you go have it on, or you in some states you can still have, and people, it's gonna start all fights. You go see drag out fights between old black women and Edomites. Watch over this division, and they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. So a special sticker, okay? If you want to avoid wearing, now what is that going to come to? Eventually, all right, people are making fake stickers, this and this and that, and through his craft, and through his policy, and through lies and wickedness, they're going to bring that mark, man. And that mark can be found in Revelation, the 13th chapter. Okay? But you got to look that up on your own to know what that's all going to lead to. Globalists flee to private islands, underground bunkers as they unleash bioweapons. Okay? Plan to decimate the human race with... There you go. There you go. So there's a video here, and you may want to listen to it. I'm going to listen to some of it. You see the title there. You can just look that up. But I'm going to end this off. Let's see here. Hold up. I'm going to play this.
Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners, and to the Akwath that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago.
Around the same time that John D. Rockefeller seized U.S. media, he also hijacked U.S. medicine. When it was discovered that drugs could be produced from petroleum, America's top oil mogul ordered his army of propagandists to invert reality accordingly. Medicines used for thousands of years.
Now, do you notice who's funding a whole hell of a lot of the perversions that destroy you jakes every day? Feminist movement, abortion clinics, and more, much more. Even in these latter days, you hear the name Rockefeller behind who funds a whole hell of a lot of the wickedness. Okay? Because on the left-hand side, some of the top families of these people are the witches and warlocks and the Chaldeans, okay, of this time. Remember, Isaiah 47 said, daughter of the Chaldeans, okay, daughter of Babylon, all right, daughter of Edom in Lamentations 4, all right.
Were suddenly classified as alternative, while the new, petroleum-based, highly addictive, and patentable drugs were declared the gold standard. After buying a German pharmaceutical company that manufactured chemicals of war for Adolf Hitler, Rockefeller leveraged his political influence by pressing Congress to declare natural healing modalities unscientific quackery. Rockefeller then took control of the American Medical Association.
You heard that? They did away with natural healing and labeled it, yeah. And what did they replace it with? Pseudo science as a means of healing you, which brings you into captivity. All right, spiritually, mentally, physically, you are in captivity to this beast under their pharmakia. Now remember, okay, when Babylon's sins are called out, okay, which one of the sins that that John the Revelator said they would have? Revelation the 18th chapter and the 23rd verse. And the light of a candle shall no more at all shine in thee. Okay, their light is going to be put out, in the voice of the bridegroom. Okay, and the voice of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries, you know, your trafficking on waters, these drugs. So for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Now, what is that word sorceries? You see it, pharmakia, pharmaceuticals, okay? The use of administering drugs, poisoning, sorcery, magic arts, often found in connection with idolatry. And this is what you people don't understand. And where in the hell is the Christian church to speak out on these things? Huh? Deceptions and seductions of idolatry. That's what this all is about, man. And the Lord have set up 7,000 that ain't going to bow to the image of Baal. And all of this shit is a part of the image of Baal, man.
And began offering massive grants to top medical schools under the mandate that only his approved curriculum be taught. Any mention of the healing powers of herbs, plants, and diet was erased from most medical textbooks. Doctors and professors who objected to Rockefeller's plan were crucified by the media, removed from the AMA, and stripped of their license to teach and practice medicine. Those who dared to speak out were arrested and jailed.
Sound like Revelation 13 to me. You got to bow to the image.
When evidence began to emerge that petroleum-based medicines were causing cancer, Mr. Rockefeller founded the American Cancer Society, through which he suppressed that information. John D. Rockefeller is duly credited as the founder of the pharmaceutical industry, and the reason that medical error is currently the third leading cause of death in America. This is not an indictment against doctors. More than anyone, they are under the stranglehold of the single largest lobbying power in Washington. Every year, the pharmaceutical industry spends at least twice the amount as big oil to influence laws, policies, and public perception. Thanks to Mr. Rockefeller, the architect of American monopolies, no industry has more power over our lives than Big Pharma.
Now, so shall they make their own.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweigh the dangers which are cited to justify it. Today, no war has been declared, and however fierce the struggle may be, it may never be declared in the traditional fashion. Our way of life is under attack. Those who make themselves our enemy are advancing around the globe. The survival of our friends is in danger, and yet no war has been declared. No borders have been crossed by marching troops. No missiles have been fired. If the press is awaiting a declaration of war before it imposes the self-discipline of combat conditions, then I can only say that no war ever posed a greater threat to our security. If you are awaiting a finding of clear and present danger, then I can only say that the danger has never been more clear, and its presence has never been more imminent. It requires...
I'm going to fast forward to the end because he shows another clip.
Today, people who are still actually anti-science.
Listen to this, man. Listen to this, straight up. Listen closely to this guy right here.
Today, people who are still actually anti-science. A whole movement called the anti-vaxxers, who refuse to acknowledge the evidence that vaccinations have eradicated smallpox, and who, by their prejudices, are actually endangering the very children they want to protect. And I totally reject this anti-scientific pessimism. I'm profoundly optimistic about the ability of new technology to serve as a liberator and to remake the world wondrously and benignly. Indeed, in countless respects, technology is already doing just that. Nanotechnology, I mentioned earlier, revolutionizing medicine by designing robots a fraction of the size of a red blood cell, capable of swimming through our bodies, dispensing medicine and attacking malignant cells like some Star Wars armada. Neural interface technology is producing a new generation of cochlear implants, I think, of new tools that we acquired, but over which we, the human race, had the advantage, which we controlled. And that is not necessarily the case in the digital age. You may keep your secrets from your friends, from your parents, your children, your doctor, even your personal trainer. But it takes real effort to conceal your thoughts from Google. And if that is true today, in future, there may be nowhere to hide. There may be nowhere to hide.
So with that, Hey, man, what more needs to be said, man? Lord willing, we'll be back with more. Shalom.